This is Matt, and these are the metal vinyl releases for June 2023. Starting with June 2nd, expect a 40th anniversary box set from British metal veterans Black Sabbath. This is the Live Evil box set to be released by Rhino Records. Vinyl variants will be 4 LP in Classic Black. The first 2 records are the original live album remastered, and the last 2 records of the same album are given a remix, as the band was never satisfied with the original mix. This also includes a 40-page hardbound book with photos, artwork, and liner notes, as well as a replica tour book and concert poster from the Mob Rules tour. So this really is a great live album, but I'm not sure how I feel about paying extra for 2 copies of it. There is the book inside, but I would have preferred a record or 2 of bonus live tracks instead. Even still, if you're a diehard Sabbath collector, you might want to get this. Also on June 2nd, we'll get the debut full-length studio album from international death thrash band Dieth. This is To Hell and Back, to be released by Napalm Records. So for those not in the know, this is the band that Dave Ellefson did after his last departure from Megadeth, also featuring ex-members of Decapitated and Entombed AD. Vinyl variant for this one will be black in an unspecified number of copies, as well as red and black marbled at 300 copies, which is considered the Die-Hard edition. Comes with a wristband, a patch, and a signed autograph card. There are music videos for the title track, as well as Don't Get Mad, Get Even, and In the Hall of the Hanging Serpents. All 3 tracks are driving, brutal, and a little melodic in parts. Check them out at the Napalm Records YouTube channel. So I gotta say, I'm digging what I'm hearing here, and this is definitely heavier than anything Megadeth is doing these days. Excited for this release? Definitely. Sounds good. Also on June 2nd, look out for the latest live album from Canadian thrash metal band Infernäl Mäjesty. This is None Shall Live in Rotterdam, to be released by Nomad Snake Pit Productions. So this is a live album recorded in 1997, with the band performing most of their classic 1987 album, None Shall Defy, while on tour in the Netherlands. Vinyl variant for this one will be red and yellow vinyl, limited to 200 copies. It'll also contain an insert with extensive liner notes and exclusive band pictures. So None Shall Defy was a pretty decent 80s thrash album that never got a whole lot of attention, so perhaps this live album will help folks discover it. But since no clips from the live album are available, we're just going to have to wait to hear the performance when the record comes out. And also on June 2nd will be the second studio album from American heavy speed band Leathürbitch. This is Shattered Vanity, to be released by Shadow Kingdom Records. Vinyl variants will include what they're calling sleazy splatter colored vinyl, which looks to be a hot pink with red splatter, limited to 700 copies, but also classic black at 200 copies, and Dying Victims, which looks to be a straight purple at 100 copies. Music videos are available for Morphina, as well as The Dark Mirror. Both are great with killing wailing vocals and catchy trad metal riffing, though I do lean a little more towards The Dark Mirror, so maybe check that one out first. Morphina is at the Leathürbitch YouTube channel. That's leather with a U-R at the end, and then bitch, one word. And if you want to check out The Dark Mirror, it's at the Shadow Kingdom Records YouTube channel. So I've been looking to get something from this band, having already liked previous material, so maybe this is my chance to finally pull that trigger. Moving on to June 9th, expect the 9th studio album from British industrial metal band Godflesh. This is Purged, to be released by Avalanche Recordings. Vinyl variants will be silver as well as black, though I've also run into reports of a silver with gold splatter variant, so take that as you will. Although I can't find any official music videos for this title, the track Nero is out there and has been posted to YouTube by various users, so search for that one if interested. From what I'm getting, it has some of that familiar industrial riffing and yelly vocals reminiscent of classic Godflesh, though the track is a bit repetitive. So I haven't really kept up with this band since their first couple of releases back in the 90s. Regardless, I'm sad to say that this isn't really grabbing me, but check it out if interested. Also on June 9th, we'll get a box set from American hard rock band Ratt. This is The Atlantic Years, to be released by Rhino Records. Vinyl variant will be 5 LP plus 1 7-inch single, all in 180-gram classic black and remastered. The single track will be Nobody Rides for Free, which was initially found on the Point Break soundtrack. The 5 records here are the band's first 5 studio albums, such being Out of the Cellar, Invasion of Your Privacy, Dancing Undercover, Reach for the Sky, and Detonator. Box set also includes a 12-page replica tour book. It features rare and never-before-seen photos from Ratt's personal archives. Also an 11x17 wanted poster, a bumper sticker, a replica backstage pass, and a guitar pick. So I already have OG copies of the first 3 albums from this band, so I'd really have to think about getting this box set for the other 2, especially Detonator, which is a really great album, and maybe the single. Yeah, I need to weigh my options on this one. But there are some classic albums here, and if you wanted to get into Ratt or you don't have these, then you definitely should look into this one. Moving on to June 16th, look out for the second studio album from American death metal band Creeping Death. This is Boundless Domain, to be released by MNRK Heavy. Vinyl variants will be half green, half purple at 850 copies, which is an MNRK Heavy exclusive. Clear at 700 copies, which will be available through US retail outlets. Purple with white marbled at 300 copies, which is a Give Me Metal exclusive. Gray at 200 copies, which will be available through EU retail outlets. Black and Yellow Ice Ghost at 200 copies, which is a Bandcamp exclusive. Coke Bottle Splatter at 200 copies, which is another MNRK Heavy exclusive. Red and Black A-Side B-Side at 200 copies, which is a Revolver Magazine and Brooklyn Vegan exclusive. Yellow Brown Color in Color at 200 copies, which is a Holy Mountain Printing exclusive. Sky Blue Olive Green Merge at 150 copies, which is an Indie Merch exclusive. And Yellow at 100 copies, which is a Rev HQ exclusive. There also looks to be a glow-in-the-dark variant, which is a band exclusive. It's at their website, but no release numbers are available for that one. Music videos for Intestinal Rap as well as The Common Breed. Both are fantastic and brutal tracks, with Intestinal Rap having a bang-worthy main riff, a fun whammy solo, and some cool change-ups. Definitely dig both, though, so you should find those at the Creeping Death YouTube channel. Given the available tracks, it's likely I'll get this one. I mean, I have all of their other releases, and I dug those quite a bit, so this might be a no-brainer. Also on June 16th will be the 4th studio album from American metal band Fifth Angel. This is When Angels Kill, to be released by Nuclear Blast Records. Vinyl variants will be transparent red and an unspecified number of copies, as well as sky blue at 500 copies. Music video available for the title track. It's classic-sounding melodic US power metal with vocals along the lines of Flotsam and Jetsam. A little thrashy along the lines of modern Flots as well, or even modern Judas Priest. Watch the video at the Nuclear Blast YouTube channel. So yeah, this track is really good. I'm definitely eager to hear this title when it comes out. Moving on to June 23rd, expect the 11th studio album from American power metal band Jag Panzer. This is The Hallowed, to be released by Atomic Fire. Vinyl variants will be blue with white marbled at 500 copies, clear with blue marbled at 500 copies, white with black marbled at 500 copies, and white with blue marbled at 500 copies. Lyric videos available for both Stronger Than You Know and Onward We Toil. Of the two, maybe seek out Onward We Toil first, it's a bit better. There's also a documentary short on the making of their new album. You can check all of this out at the Atomic Fire Records YouTube channel. So some promising stuff here, but I would need to hear more to make any sort of decision. Also on June 23rd, we'll get a reissue of the 2020 live album from American crossover thrash band Power Trip. This is Live in Seattle, 5/28/2018, to be released by Southern Lord Recordings. So this title had been previously released back in 2020 on digital format, and it appears that this might be its debut on vinyl, but I can't completely confirm that. But it's likely. Speaking of which, vinyl variant will be black in an unspecified number of copies, transparent light blue at 500 copies, which actually sold out in less than 24 hours. Transparent purple at 500 copies, and transparent green at 100 copies. Also, at the Southern Lord EU store, there will be additional variants, such as red and black splatter, blue and black splatter, and yellow and black splatter. So, if this one's of the same recording quality as the digital version, this should be a solid live album from the band, not to mention a killer track selection. Definitely digging the live version of Executioner's Tax, which is currently available. Great track. Anyway, since I have everything else from Power Trip, it's fair to assume that I already pre-ordered this one. Moving on to June 30th, look out for the 15th studio album from British metal band Raven. This is All Hell's Breaking Loose, to be released by Silver Lining Music. Vinyl variant will be limited edition transparent green with an exclusive signed print. There's a music video for the track Go for the Gold. It's a pretty cool track. It's nice and speedy with some killer drumming. I mean, my God, that guy's a beast. More recently, another music video became available, this time for Surf the Tsunami, also speedy, also killer drums, and also worth your time. Anyways, check them both out at the Raven YouTube channel. So the video tracks sound fantastic. I am hugely motivated to check this one out on release day. So another decent month for releases, with my list being a bit heavy on classic bands, including another Atlantic Years box set, another Sabbath box set, also a little thrash, a little death, basically a nice mix of titles to consider. Of course, as always, let me know in the comments about some of the new releases you're excited about, whether I mention them or not. Give me the band name, the album name, and the release date, even if they're coming out in future months. I can't chase down every release out there, so your help in the comments section is vastly appreciated. Of course, if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like, but also consider sharing it and maybe even subscribing to the channel. Speaking of that channel, my name is Matt. This is the Accusation Network, where each and every week I do videos on metal vinyl collecting. I also do videos on classic and modern metal in general. If you like the sound of that, definitely check out my playlist. I do lots of shows in and around that subject. Or subjects. There are a few of them there, aren't there? Anyways, as always, thank you for watching, and check back next month for even more metal vinyl releases.